first and foremost, I apologize for the lack of uploading. I had to reschedule a lot of my video ideas in a little bit of distant future, okay? Because I'm a little bit quite busy on outside YouTube. I'm starting. I'm gonna try to move to freelance work. So and also I'm gonna start making TikTok. Yes, I sold myself. I sold my soul to the devil. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. This is what happens when a person gets constantly desperate. But aside of that, I'm okay. Okay. I didn't get cancer yet. Okay, unfortunately. But let's talk about the most anticipated movie of 2021. A movie so so anticipated that so many people that saw the trailer thought that it will be a second coming of Christ, okay? Mortal Kombat 2021. In this video, I'm gonna compare this recent movie with another one, and also gonna include a little bit of Annihilation, not Annihilation, but Mortal Kombat Annihilation, not fucking Doom Annihilation, I hate you. So yeah, I'm gonna incorporate all these three movies, and of course, there are a few things that is incomparable, like special effects and the fighting styles, because through the years, the fighting choreographies have been changed. The modern movies are more like quick cut and a little bit of shaky cam, and the technique is a little bit different in the modern standards than before. So I'm simply not gonna compare these ones, and especially the visual effects, which I'm gonna get a little bit later. I'm gonna in this video I'm gonna talk a little bit of the visual effects topic in these movies. Okay, now without any further ado, let's go straight into the Mortal Kombat 2021. And also a lot of spoilers. If you haven't watched this movie, I highly recommend to you watch. No matter what the people out there are saying, that if it's terrible or if it's the best movie ever made, should win an Oscar this year. Oh wait, spoiler alert, the Oscar is already gone. I don't care. All right. I don't care about the Oscars anymore. Now the movie begins with Hanzo Hasashi's story as usual, because I mean we saw in Mortal Kombat Legacy, we saw in Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. Now we got here, okay? So I'm gonna skip into this part because we already know what happens. Bihan kills Scorpion, or aka Hanzo Hasashi, but this time is not Quan Chi is not disguised as Sub-Zero, is literally Bihan slaughtering the Shia Ryu clan. Okay, sure, cool. After this scene, we jump into the new character called Cole Young. In my personal opinion, I didn't have problem with this character, okay? However, I had the problem with the writing, okay? And how the writers developed poorly this character, okay? Which we're gonna talk right now, alright? Cole Young is it's a character, okay? It's a character. Is if it's a good character, uh, not specific to the actor, okay? The actor, he did an amazing job, and by the way, all the actors managed to incorporate very well their own characters. I love it, okay? So Cole Young is not a bad character, okay? The problem is the writers that they developed very poorly the character, okay? Then and they had a lot of missed opportunity with character, okay? So he was useless in most of the movies, and he became useful only in the end, alright? Now, this bothered me a lot, okay? And I believe I'm not the only one. Now, moving a little bit forward, we see Sub-Zero in action, okay? So yeah, they say it about the birthmark and yada yada yada. This story didn't make much sense, okay? Imagine I saw one video from my IMDb. There was a guy who leave a comment in the Mortal Kombat actors. Like, imagine if a person who was born with this birthmark and he is a graphic designer. What? And looks like if you kill this person who has this birthmark, uh, this birthmark transfers into the body of the person who kills him, which doesn't make much sense at all. And whoever has this birthmark, uh, the people from Outworld going to kill him. Uh, okay, sure, whatever, bananas. So of course it comes into this fantastic scene, which I personally love it. Okay, it's Sub-Zero, appearance. Every time when Sub-Zero was on screen, he shines. Okay, no matter, even if he's not fighting. Okay, I love it. Okay, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they both shines in this film. But the problem, they only appear in the beginning and in the end. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've been misleading all this time through the trailers. Remember, I'm gonna left right here my own video where I said that I didn't saw the trailer, and thank God it did just pay off. Okay, thank fucking God, just pay off, because if you see the trailer and suddenly going to watch the movies, I freaking knew it. Cyberpunk 2077 teach me well. Okay, if the trailer looks amazing, press the doubt button, alright? So Sub-Zero started making this, starting using his ability of ice, like he started sparkling some snow, and then suddenly he started going up and down with the snow. It was it was the it was spectacular. Okay, now next it comes another shot of Sub-Zero where Jax simply rescued Cole and his family. They enter into the car. The ice starting chasing them. So Sub-Zero ends up in front of the car, with the foggy. I love that shot. Okay, I personally love it, that shot, and especially when he enters into the door and the fox follows him. Oh, I I love it. All right, and when Jack starting chasing, Sub-Zero, the fight choreography, it was spectacular. All right, and of course, then after this scene, it where we introduce, Sonya Blade and Kano, where Cole Young goes to meet her. Uh, Without a doubt, I think a lot of people constantly saying that Kano is the best character who stole the show. Okay, Kano simply stole the show of this film. Okay, he's genuinely funny, and he is the one who brings, a lot of you know a lot of joy, and not like joy of happiness, but for laughs, into this movie. I love it. Okay, the actor who played Kano, he's a 5 stars. Okay, I love him. All right, and so after this, they send Reptile, to kill these people, who has birthmark, commanded by Shang Tsung, you know, and they had a like sort of a fight choreography, and then Kano kills Reptile. Um, the saddest part of this film is, you know, they show so many stuff, and at same times, when they show so much stuff, you feel hollow. You know, you you feel that you don't feel accomplished. You don't feel uh, that you feel empty. At the same time when they showing too much. Aside of that, it is a okay movie, all right. So they defeat Reptile, and then and they head into the desert. They met Liu Kang, where they introduced Liu Kang, and then they started training. At this point, this is where things starting going a little bit downhill, alright, with the plot. So yeah, they met Raiden. Raiden is kind of a dickhead, you know. Uh, of course, he's like, you know, you you don't have courage, you don't have a birthmark, you suck, you suck, and moving on, you know. Um, it didn't bother much, but I think in the video games, Raiden, he's, you know, a wise god, you know. He's a wise, literally a wise god, you know. No matter what the obstacle has in front of him, no matter how much, you know, loser the warrior it is, you know, he still has this faith, you know, that he will manage um, to succeed, you know. And in this film, it kind of I didn't like much how Raiden, how much the Raiden's attitude, you know, he's like, ugh, my fucking god, these people really get out of here, you know. So apparently there's a lot of exposition, you know, Liu Kang and Kung Lao, or no wait, Kung Lao appears later. So yeah, apparently Shang Tsung, he arrived in the place to kill all these people, to slaughter them. Why? I, I, to be honest, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, um, this party, if they are preparing a tournament, then what is the fucking point to kill them? Okay, sure, Raiden, you know, those stuff, you know, literally, he touches his stuff on the ground and simply put this barrier, you know, unless he is useful in this movie, which I'm gonna give credit. I'm looking at you, Mortal Kombat Conquest. Aside of that, when you have like a unstoppable force like Raiden, you know, who has a foresight powers, and Shang Tsung trying to slaughter their warriors, then what is the point for the next movie, like having a tournament, you know? At this point, you know, I'm gonna try to prepare another video, which I'm gonna release in the future, where I'm gonna change a little bit this movie, okay? It's like a sort of a alternative Mortal Kombat from another universe, you know, which it has a decent storyline. Because this is the main problem of this film, okay? The problem is not the characters or the visual effects or the fight choreography, you know? It's none of that, you know? Everything is perfect, okay? Except how the plotline follows, okay? So yeah, at this point, the people who Shang Tsung like gives orders, it's Melina, Cabal, Sub-Zero, and Reiko. So let's talk about a little bit of Melina and Reiko, okay? I'm gonna defend the actress who played Melina, okay? So many people saying like, oh, they made Melina black with no teeth! Oh, who's being racist now? Jesus fucking Christ, you motherfuckers. You know what? I don't care if she will be black or, I don't know, or white or Asian. I don't care, okay? I mean, in Mortal Kombat 1, Kitana was literally played by Selena Soto, alright? If it's Selena Soto, I think it's her name, okay? Like, she's not like Oriental Asian. She's I don't even know where she's from. And like in Mortal Kombat 9, the video game, of course, she's not Oriental Asian. Okay, it's only I don't know, maybe in from Mortal Kombat 10 that the designers, you know, redesign her as Oriental Asian, you know, like sort of the Japanese or Chinese, you know, ethnicity. And so many people starting complaining, like, yeah, Melina, she's black, you know, or some kind of stuff. It didn't bother me. I don't care. The you know, this is just fucking characters. And as much as you're gonna hate me on what I say, I'm going to say it right now. I don't even care if Hermione is black in Harry Potter The Curse of the Child. You know why? Because I didn't care about the story anymore. This story, this story for me died literally in Deathly Hollows, alright? Shut your fucking mouth, alright? So about Reiko, um, I don't know if in the sequel if they're gonna make it, uh, if they prepare something special for this character. Um, in case you don't know, Reiko is he's a character of who appeared in Mortal Kombat 4. He's basically like sort of a this sneaky, like sort of a uh, charismatic man, who in the end of his mortal no in the his ending in the ending of this character, it revealed that he is like sort of a reincarnation of Shao Kahn, and in the film, Reiko is played by the actor Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones, he is tall as hell. He's 2 meters and 11. Okay, I don't know if they make this intentionally, but I don't know where they going. Maybe he's gonna play in the sequel as Shao Kahn. It will make much sense. But if they gonna scrap him, I don't know. I don't know what was the point. I don't even know what was the point on casting him. But if they're gonna make the sequel and he's gonna play like Shao Kahn, it will make much sense. Okay, of course it doesn't need necessary if his voice is not that convincing. Of course you can Darth Vader the shit out of them, like hiring another actor who can dubbing a voice of Shao Kahn. It worked for Star Wars, alright. Also wanted to add Kung Lao. Okay, I'm gonna put a specific section for Kung Lao. Alright, Kung Lao in this film, I listen. I love the actor who portrayed as Kung Lao. Okay, but in this film, you know, Kung Lao in video games, he's like this peaceful, and wise character, who talks softly, with a person, and he can literally convince someone with power of love. He's very sweet. He talks he talks with with this attitude, that it brings it brings love, to everyone. A perfect example is on Mortal Kombat Legacy, season 2. I fucking forgotten the name of the actor. Okay, but the way that he portrayal as Kung Lao I love it. He is literally faithful in the attitude of Kung Lao. He's very sweet. And at the same time, he he doesn't use like brutal language. Um, Here they decided to make like Kung Lao like a asshole. He's like, of course, yeah. Kano is like his attitude. Kano is Kano. But Kung Lao being this, I will understand like if he like doesn't use like a brute language, but instead if he will be like a asshole and at the same time soft. Ooh, he will be the second actor stealing the show, alright? But unfortunately, it got result what it was, alright? But anyway, it didn't bother me much. But however, you did a good job, okay? This actor portrayed very well Kung Lao. I have nothing else to complain. And also one thing that bothered me, it's Kano's powers. The way, I mean, not just Kano's powers, but also Jack's powers. This this shit that every everyone has an energy, okay, didn't bother me, okay. as long that it's come naturally. All right. Yes, in Sonya it will be totally understandable, like her blast, uh, use like so you have to awake some sort of energy. But in Kano, like he has a laser in one eye. Why? Don't know. All right. Um, in the video game, he has this laser powers because of his prosthetic. Jax, in the other hand, he after the fight between Sub-Zero and him, his arms, Sub-Zero simply destroyed completely his arms, and in the Raiden's temple, like they managed to give him some augmentations, it was so far so good, but in the end, like he starting believing into this spiritualic energy. Suddenly this spiritualic energy starting becoming into transformers into his arms. Like, what the fuck? When I saw this part, I was like, whoa, 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 don't jump the shark, yeah? Don't jump the shark, please. In the movie, the later, Cabal appears to talk with Kano and negotiating with him, of course, as predictable as it is. Kano ends up betraying everyone, and also, what bothers me much is the relationship dynamic between Sonya and Kano, And I understand that this is a prequel, but in the video game, Sonya carries Sonya carries so much hate on Kano that if she will see him, like she will literally kill him, like what happened in Mortal Kombat 11, alright? But here, I don't know what motivated Sonya to hate Kano so much, alright? Like, I don't know. And in the video game, it explains that Kano betrayed, the special forces, and that's why Sonya hates Kano. In this movie, however, like, just because he uses the laser powers to tear down the barrier, the Raiden's barrier. Okay, sure, whatever. So yeah, they starting fighting, I don't remember much what happened. So yeah, they sort of started fighting. Kung Lao dies in this movie. I mean, it didn't bother me much, but yeah, sure. And also, as I mentioned before into this video, um, the there are a few characters that have been like a really they've been used as a missed opportunity. Okay, then they had a really small, teeny tiny screen amount of time. All right, it's Reptile and Nitara. Um, these two characters are literally characters from the video game, and the writers simply wasted, like literally, poof, they burned them. All right. First, we're gonna talk about Reptile. Reptile, his amount of screen time, it's like how 3 minutes? I guess 3 minutes of screen time. uh, like next to Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I believe Reptile, he's like the fourth character most well known. I don't know. It's my point of view, I guess. I don't know. And of course, Nitara is like this character. She simply appeared, if I'm not wrong, in Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon, I guess. For the rest of the video games, she's like a reference, and the only reference that she literally appears like a sort of a cameo in Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. So this is the only appearance of this character. Of course, in 2021, she has a little bit more screen amount of time, but She just got completely wasted, you know. Like Kung Lao literally gives her a fatality, you know. After this, Shang Tsung kills Kung Lao by stealing his soul. Her fuck. So wait a minute. Before Kung Lao being killed, so there was a fight between Cole Young, if I'm not wrong. So before the fight, the fight between Cole Young and Goro, Raiden out of nowhere like opened a portal. He was like, you know, Cole Young, if you want to quit this fight, just enter the portal, pussy. But and Cole Young was like, okay, bye. Who wrote this shit? Who wrote this fucking shit? You know, if I was the writer, you know, in this specific scene, you know, I will add a little bit of extra time, like in because nearby there was Sonya who was trying to convince Cole Young to not enter into the portal, you know, and Cole Young enters into the portal, you know, and I will I will personally add fuck off. I will personally add like a little bit of screen time, you know, a little bit of that scene that Sonya tries to convince to Raiden to bring back Cole Young, but Raiden gonna say, wait, I know what I'm doing, you know, like not indirectly, okay, but yeah, he was like, yeah, he will find his own path, you know, we will wait, you know. If he will, if this scene exists in the deleted scene, please, Warner Brothers, please add it, because Raiden simply opening the portal and he was like, you know, get off, dickhead, you know, it doesn't make much sense, you know. But anyway, so yeah, after this one, Goro appears to fight Cole Young. Cole Young wins, like, has this super golden costume, you know. It's not metal, okay? It's not fucking metal. I literally saw some parts of the costume literally moving. It is not metal, alright? So yeah, after this they kill Kung Lao, as I said so many fucking times. I know, shut your mouth. And then Raiden teleports them into this sort of a realm, you know, of the bit between the Earth realm and Outworld, where Shang Tsung cannot enter, you know. So yeah, they starting planning there, you know. Yes, I'm gonna fight this one, you're gonna fight that one, I'm gonna fight that. Yeah, let's do it, okay? So yeah, they starting fighting each other. So Cole Young is fighting Melina, Jack fighting Reiko, um, Sonya is fighting Kano, yeah, and Liu Kang is fighting Cabal. So yeah, guess who will win? Do I have to say more? I mean, yeah, sure. Every protagonist gonna die, and Melina, Cabal, Reiko, and Kano, they're gonna kill. You know, yes, that's right. They're gonna literally kill Sonya, Jax. Who else? Cole Young, uh, Liu Kang. You know, they're gonna die at the end. That is gonna be the greatest film adaptation of video games, alright? Every single motherfucking protagonist dying in the end. Yes, that is gonna motivate more Raiden into finding more characters. Hell yeah! Bring the more characters in the sequel. Of course, that is a joke. Every single fucking protagonist ended up killing everyone, you know? Okay. Then Sub-Zero, like, kind of starting fighting Cole Young after defeating everyone. They being transported into this into the MMA sort of a ice set, you know, where Cole Young used to fight or train. I don't know. Raiden, before that, he given um, a Kumai to Cole Young because Cole Young is the last lineage of Shiai Ryu clan. Alright, now, fuck my nose. I'm not smelling cocaine, shut up. Cole Young picks up the Kumai, and he summons Scorpion. So Scorpion starting fighting Sub-Zero, and it is a pretty cool scene, alright? The fight scene, so this movie began strong, In the end, it was sort of a predictable, especially the fight scene between everyone's, Okay, so in the end, the fight scene between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, spectacular, alright? And of course, they defeated Sub-Zero, Shang Tsung appears into the place, Raiden also appears, with everyone's, Of course, Raiden, he was like, yeah, sure, you defeated my fighters, but next time I'm gonna bring the fucking army. Oh, where's the tournament? Okay, where's the fucking tournament? Did anyone forgot? Sonya Blade literally mentioned a tournament. We've been 1 hour and 30 minutes into this movie and the tournament didn't happen, and now we have Shang Tsung saying next time he's gonna bring an army. So the tournament was pointless. And of course, in the end, Cole Young resigns by being an MMA fighter, because he was in the beginning. And of course, they are, sequel baiting Johnny Cage, who ends up appearing like Superman in Shazam, with no fucking head, alright? Because of course they didn't cast yet who's gonna play the next Johnny Cage in the movie. Of course, the only solution is to Shazam this Shazam. Yes, good one. That's a good one. So yeah, they Shazam the fuck Johnny Cage, alright? And then the film ends, alright? And then there's a new theme song playing in the credits, okay? Which I'm gonna confess, of course it's an upgrade, of the oldest version. But I'm not gonna compare that, alright? I'm not gonna compare that because they're different eras, okay? And of course they wanted to exploit nostalgia, by because if you're gonna make a Mortal Kombat video game, if you're not gonna put that theme song from the 90s, that is not Mortal Kombat, alright? So yeah, that was the film, okay? Now, let's talk about the problems that I had with the storyline. I will totally understand if, the main characters who've been chosen into the tournament being attacked, but they make this, plot of every chosen one being attacked into a whole fucking movie. It didn't work for me, alright? If you're gonna make sort of a prequel, don't throw too much because you're not like moving forward, you simply gonna skip so much thing into the sequel that is gonna be completely pointless, alright? Like a perfect example is the tournament. So if Shang Tsung saying that next time he's gonna bring an army, there will be no the tournament it will be completely pointless because he fucking already spoiled his own plans, alright? And Shang Tsung in the video game, he's like, he hides so many secrets, he keeps his own secrets with him. So in the sequel, they kind of fucked up, alright, already. And just being honest, don't press the dislike button. I know it's still there, okay? They didn't remove it yet, but don't press the dislike button for me saying that. But they already fucked up the sequel. So if they will want to make like a decent plot story, all right, if they wanted to make a decent story for this film, that been released, they will the tournament should happen in this movie, okay, not like in the sequel, because we don't know what will happen in the sequel, all right. But Shang Tsung already spoiled everything, that he's gonna bring a fucking army, alright, to invade Earthrealm. So what is the point to have a tournament? But because they, if in the sequel they're gonna like change so much stuff, you know, in the story, they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot by creating plot holes, alright. And I'm not gonna deny that Mortal Kombat 11 already has a lot, okay, because of this, you know, time travel stuff, you know. But the problem, these stories, they are easily the victim of plot holes, you know. In my personal opinion, the tournament should happen in this movie, okay. I genuinely thought that the tournament will happen, but by my own surprise, the tournament didn't happen. Why? I don't know. It was this is the missed opportunity number one. All right. The missed opportunity number two. It's the way that Shang Tsung was executed into this story. This is the topic that I'm gonna mention in that I'm gonna talk in another video, you know, on especially Shang Tsung and the main story, alright? I'm gonna leave that into the next video, you know, because I already talked too much. I don't wanna stretch so much time because fucking hell, 48 minutes. Now, the major question that so many people asks, you know, since the trailer was dropped, is this film tops the 1995 Mortal Kombat? Not really. 1995 has his own style, you know, and I want to keep in mind that at the time, all what it was simply released, it was like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, you know, and they literally had to use their imagination, you know, because Mortal Kombat story, you know, they are simply being told through texts, you know. They didn't have like a cutscene or anything. We need to use our own imagination, you know. And of course, there are some image that it helps a little bit, you know, to describe the characters, you know. But the lore itself in the video game, you know, it wasn't that detailed, you know. And some people people need to have to use their own imagination, all right. So basically, in the 1995 video game, they needed to add some plot, you know, some original plot, literally, into the film, you know, based on the video game, all right. So they took the materials, the literally but what is based into the video game, you know, and they translated into the film, all right. And at the time, it wasn't that much, you know, it wasn't that expanded lore, you know. And in this film, the plot line doesn't work much because, you know, Mortal Kombat, it's already super expanded lore, you know. And they pick so much stuff, you know, from the video game and simply transform them into a hollow story, you know. So the major problem that I had in this film, it was only the story plot, okay? The plot, the plot itself, alright? The rest, it was decent, okay? So I said in the beginning that I'm not gonna talk about the VFX, so yeah, I think I already said the reason, but I gotta mention it again. The reason is, you know, in 1995 didn't had much, the visual effect, it wasn't that developed, alright? At the time, so many people used practical effects, you know, as a clear example of Goro from 1995, you know, and Goro now. Now he's like a big CGI monster. Of course, the visual effects are not like revolutionary. Now, of course, so many people are like trashing the shit of this movie. Come here, come here. Come closer, okay? Come fucking closer, alright? Listen to me. Go watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation, okay? And go watch this movie. And shut your fucking mouth, alright? Thank you. Speaking of Annihilation, so many people, you know, used to trash the fuck of that one specific scene when Liu Kang transformed in his own animality, you know, into this dragon, okay? Despite the CGI being absolute dog shit, okay? I personally respect, you know, the person who did this visual effect, okay? At the time, let's confess, the visual effect, so many people still use it, you know, practical effect, like a practical effect in the green screen, you know, and then matte painted, you know, and starting using chroma key, all that stuff, okay? It didn't have like a computer generated creatures. Of sure, in the Jurassic Park they did it, you know, but it wasn't that explored well, you know, the visual effects community, okay? And what I appreciate into the new movie, okay, is at the time, let's confess, the visual effect, so many people still use it, you know, practical effect, like a practical effect in the green screen, you know, and then matte painted, you know, and starting using chroma key, all that stuff, okay? It didn't have like a computer generated creatures. Of sure, in the Jurassic Park they did it, you know, but it wasn't that explored well, you know, the visual effects community, okay? And what I appreciate into the new movie, okay, is, you know, the visual effects nowadays, it it's expanded into a huge variety, you know. We got so many, you know, what revolutionary visual effects, the result of revolutionary visual effects at the time brings simply delight on every single movie that we see right now. And I also wanted to highly appreciate this film for literally being a R-rated movie, okay? Sure, there's not too much gory stuff, you know, but at least it's not PG-13, you know? So my final rating for the movie is a solid 7 out of 10, okay? The movie is not bad, okay? But at the same time, it doesn't like break this sort of a curse of like a video game adaptation sucking, okay? Unfortunately, this movie didn't find the light, you know, didn't brought a light for the video game adaptations, okay? But at the same time, it is not a bad film, alright? Um, sure, it has some flaws, okay? But if you're expecting like a good fighting scenes, you know, with decent visual effects that you're gonna literally relieve you from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, this is a perfect film for you, okay? Now going back, if this Mortal Kombat tops the 1995, again, this film is from this generation, okay? It is like comparing King Kong from 1930s and Peter Jackson's King Kong. It is fucking uncomparable, okay? Sure, I think the majority of people who dislike this movie, uh, they already, uh, have, Mortal Kombat 1995 is something, a place special in their hearts. Okay, it is totally understandable. It is nostalgic. Okay, it's something that they grew up with. Okay, and by watching the new version, it's kind of understandable not to like. Okay, um, but sometimes people need to know appreciate, to take few things to appreciate it. Okay, as much as you gonna hate me on what I'm gonna say, I literally like few things from Batman and Robin. The main reason is, it's I'm gonna leave this for another video. Okay, the why uh Batman and Robin belongs special in my heart. Okay, I'm not gonna discuss into this video. Okay, so going back into the between Mortal Kombat 1995 and 2021, um, as I mentioned, people who has nostalgia for the original one, of course, they gonna kept they kept this film in their hearts. Okay, it's nostalgic. But what actually gonna happen is, if the kids from today who doesn't know the Mortal Kombat, the old version, if they gonna watch this film right now, this film gonna be their nostalgia if they will never see Mortal Kombat 1995. Okay, um, so yeah, if someone in the future will make like Mortal Kombat reboot, reset, the remake, triple R, of course, the kids from nowadays gonna say, no, Mortal Kombat 2021 was the best one. Yeah, fellas, that's it. And if you managed through the end, I highly appreciate it. Comment down below. I want to know how are you feeling. If your health is good, if you've been saved into this mad world, I really want to know. Leave a comment down below. How are you? And smash the like button, alright? I highly appreciate it, okay? And I highly appreciate it for watching this video until the end. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Anyway, that's my video about Mortal Kombat, and in the future I'm gonna try to release Mortal Kombat Season 2 review, because I already did the Season 1. And there are a few things that I'm gonna be busy on it. I'm updating my own freelance accounts, I'm gonna try to enter into the freelance work, so I'm gonna be a little bit busy into these days, and I've been busy before, so I took some time, to record some video to show you that I'm still alive. So yeah, fellas, that's it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, smash like, okay, if you enjoyed this video so far, and leave a comment down below. How are you, okay, fellas? My name is Rasputin, and I'll see you in another video.